You want to hear a little bit of Trey Lance?
Yeah.
Should we hear it?
Let's do it.
Trey Lance on getting limited reps at practice.
Yeah, I mean, live reps. I mean, we got 4 guys, so it just kind of is what it is, and just try to do it the best I can to take advantage of every rep I get.
All right, we got 4 guys.
Man, it's pretty deep sound right there. So what he's saying is we've got 4 QBs.
There's me. I'm one of them.
Yeah, and I'm trying to take advantage of every rep I get.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a lot we can glean from that.
Well,
what else do you have over
what
there?
about, Purdy? Purdy's getting all the ones. Now, how's that make you feel?
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking about it. I'm taking it one day at a time, 1 rep at a time, and like I said, just taking advantage of every rep and just continue to compete.
All right, there it is.
It's good. So instead of taking 2 days at a time or 2 reps at a time, he's taking 1 rep at a time.
It is kind of one of the stupid things that we say in this language. Just taking 1 day at a time. You don't have a choice.
Right.
I can't do Saturday today.
I'm actually taking 2 days at a time, and I'm having a great Saturday right now.
In a couple weeks, I'm going to take 5 days. I'm going to take a 5 spot.
Yeah, but those are the days where you're going to try to take those days 1 day, 2 at a time, or 2 days, 1 at a time if you can.
Try to stretch them out and take
that's
about
what
a
I'm
half
saying.
day. I might even just go hour by hour, maybe even minute by minute.
That's the hard. Shout out the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah,
that's the hardest thing to do on vacation is take it hour by hour.
I think I'd be more impressed if Trey took 2 reps at a time than 1.
That'd be great. He's got 2 arms. What the hell, dude? Take 2 snaps. Right.
Number 2.
Maybe he's been throwing with the wrong arm the whole time. Maybe he's super accurate with his left. Who knew? All right. How about last year versus this year, Trey?
Yeah, night and day. Yeah, all the ways. The game slowed down a lot. Just continue to get better, though.
Okay. How about that?
So, I mean, it's just I love Trey Lance. I don't want people to misconstrue my tone as being anti-Trey Lance. It's anti us playing the sound.
Look, I am just taking 1 sound clip at a time.
Right.
Okay.
And you're doing a good job of that.
1 clip at a time.
I love, and I'm waiting for the first athlete to say, you know what, the game really got a lot faster this year. Things got like crazy. I didn't know what I was doing all of a sudden.
Well, the opposite of what he's done so far is he could come out and be like, look, I don't like my teammates. We have too many quarterbacks here. I would like to throw more. Even though I have gotten worse at this, the game is really speeding up. I can't handle it here. He sound like the guy at the beginning of Shawshank. I don't belong here.
Totally.
Right? He could do that. But he opted for this. He's taking it 1 day at a time.
He's taking it 1 rep at a time, as he mentioned in a couple of the different sound clips. So you got more Trey Lance over there?
I do, and I want you to get ready because now he's going to talk for more than 10 seconds.
I wonder if you can tee me up and I can predict exactly what he's going to say. Do you know what the subject matter is?
I do. I'm glad you asked, Dibs.
Thanks.
Trey was asked if having limited reps makes the poor plays stick with you longer. What do you think he's going to say?
No, I've found an ability to shake plays off, both good and bad. You know, when a play happens, I just move on to the next one, and I'm just trying to take each rep and each play 1 at a time and not get too high and not get too low.
Not really. I mean, especially on the field. Maybe after practice, going back and watching it. But on the field, I'm very much turn the page. Yeah, I got to go on to the next play because once it starts to snowball, and you don't want to let it linger or anything like that. Especially with, like you said, but just continue to take advantage 1 rep at a time.
Okay, there it is. Good job.
I give myself a 5 out of 10.
Do all 5 clips end with 1 rep at a time? I feel like everything he says ends up in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to, 1 rep at a time. Didn't he already say that?
Yes, he did.
Hang on, which one was it?
Yeah, I mean, live reps. I mean, we got 4 guys, so it just kind of is what it is, and just try to do it the best I can to take advantage of every rep I get.
Okay, no, it wasn't that one. What was it?
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking about it. I'm taking it 1 day at a time, 1 rep at a time, and like I said, just taking advantage of every rep and just continue to compete.
Okay, 1 day at a time, 1 rep at a time. Take advantage of every rep. And
not really. I mean, especially on the field. Maybe after practice, going back and watching it, but on the field, I'm very much turn the page. Yeah, I got to go on to the next play because once it starts to snowball, and you don't want to let it linger or anything like that. Especially with, like you said. But just continue to take advantage 1 rep at a time.
1 rep at a time, Dibs.
You don't want to have it snowball or linger. That's the worst thing that you can do is let things snowball or let them linger.
All right, now 1 more. You ready?
Please.
Ocean's 11. I think we need 1 more. All right, here it is. Trey was asked What is it like going? This question. This poor guy. Good Lord. What's it like going from starter to potentially being number 3?
That was the question?
Well, that's the subject matter. I don't
Right.
know the word for word question. I was here. I wasn't there. I was here talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well-
was gently asked. That was the question.
Okay, but So
Yeah.
you were the starter, and now you might not even be the 2. So how's that feel?
Well, I don't dwell on where I am in the depth chart. My job is to come out here and work hard and take it one rep at a time and do what I can to help this team go out and win. And if they've got me as QB1 or QB2 or QB3, it doesn't really matter to me. I just want this team to win.
I appreciate 2 things there. A, you entering the panting of a post-practice situation into the fray. That was good. Are you predicting that he will again say 1 rep at a time?
Absolutely.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, just take it one day at a time. I'm very present mind focused. Every rep, 1 rep at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 meeting at a time, whatever it is. I mean, I truly believe everything works out exactly how it's supposed to. So as long as I control what I can control, that's all I can worry about.
Oh, for crying! Okay,
I love this kid.
That's
Start
it.
him.
I've never
I'm out on
felt
Brock.
worse for this guy.
I've never felt better about him.
I know so many of you think I'm like literally the anti-Trey voice. I have never had more sympathy for this man than I do right now. And it has nothing to do with what Kyle Shanahan thinks of him. God, these questions, and I'm not calling them bad questions, but holy hell, this kid. He's trying to go salvage something over here. And then they're like, all right, Trey, we've reached the media portion of the day. Hey, Trey, so remember that time that the 49ers thought you were going to be really good, and now they totally don't think that you're any good? What's that like? Oh, my God.
Well, I'm
This
just
poor
going to try
guy.
to control what I can control and take it 1 day at a time and 1 rep at a time, Mark. And I wonder if the other quarterbacks are Sam Darnold's listening to this and going, damn it, I've been taking it 3 reps at a time. Why hadn't I thought of this?
Excuse me, Trey, over here.
Let's go to Mark in the back.
Hey, Trey, you know how like you used to practice and you'd come out here and they would let you play, and now they just make you sit there? What's that like?
Well, I'm just going to try to control what I can control and take it 1 day at a time and take it 1 rep at a time, Mark. I mean, every answer is the same. Trey, when you go to buy lettuce, are you an iceberg guy? Do you like the spring mix? Well, I just try to take it 1 salad at a time.
1 leaf at a time.
Exactly.
Iceberg is kind of pointless. Hot take.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have a Caesar.
0 nutritional value. Caesar's romaine. No
Oh,
question.
yeah, okay. My fault.
Romaine.
Yeah. Iceberg, high water content in your iceberg.
Exactly. So
Yeah, romaine is the one I was thinking of, not
yeah,
iceberg.
Iceberg. What are you doing? What are we doing? What am I doing? Iceberg.
We're not doing iceberg. That's
iceberg, right ahead.
That's a no from me,
dog. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Vince in the city. Vince, you don't eat iceberg lettuce, do you? Vince?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's
All right, then you're welcome on this show.
Thank you.
All right.
I mean, so with this whole quarterback, whatever you guys are calling it right now, I think it's pretty clear based off of what Kyle is saying, at least that's how I'm taking it. Brock and Sam Darnold are going to be 1 and 2, with Brock most likely being the 1. And it seems to me they've made their decision with Trey, and they're going to give up on Trey. And I feel like all these practice reps for Brandon Allen and Trey right now is almost a showcase to just try to see who's out there and who wants Trey. I think they're going to be looking to get off of Trey, and they're going to move forward with Brandon Allen because they got to try to recoup something. They got a good quarterback in the draft because they drafted Trey and then they drafted Brock. Brock was the winner. He's the one who's giving you something. Trey's not, so maybe they're going to try to look for a late-round pick. I have no idea. It just feels like they don't want Trey.
Vince, I think there's some, I don't want to call it accuracy. We don't know how it's going to play out. I feel the same way as you do on some of this. I think you made a little bit of a leap, though. First of all, you made it sound like Brock has not already locked up QB1. I think he completely has. That guy's QB1. He's starting week 1 unless something happens with his health. He's starting week 1. And I'm not going to assume yet that Sam has beaten Trey for QB2. I think Kyle's got tremendous eyes for Sam, and it feels like it would be difficult for Kyle to get off of that opinion within the next 4 weeks. However, I don't think it's done. Trey might be too. Absolutely, Trey might be too.
And Tim Kawakami, who joined us at about 4:50 till about 5:10, actually, we asked him 2 questions. I'm just kidding, Tim. Tim,
Come
we're
on,
friends.
Man.
I can rat-a-tat
Come
Kawakami.
on.
We go back. We're family.
Tim was just on the show. He did us a solid.
He did.
Okay.
He did us a bunch of solids. Great answers. One of the answer that he gave us that I want to highlight is what he said about a 5-game stint. And he feels like if Brock goes down and you need a quarterback to come in and go 3-2 in a 5-game stretch, Tim was saying that he thinks that Trey Lance might be better suited to be that guy, which I thought was an interesting answer.
Do you agree with that?
I do agree to an extent of, Trey Lance has a little bit more flash ability, more potential upside than Sam Darnold, but
I'd also add he's got more time in the system.
yes, that's what Tim said. I don't have the same thought, and I'm less of a Trey Lance fan in terms of his ability to come in and be a quarterback who makes fewer mistakes. Because if you bring in a backup, and I've said this all along about this team, I think that the 49er quarterback is less important than the quarterback of many other teams because of the weapons they have. The best thing that Brock Purdy can do is get the ball to Christian, Debo, George, or Brandon. Get them the ball and let them make plays more so than, Mahomes or Josh Allen, guys. Lamar Jackson, certainly, who makes a lot of plays for his team himself. So which quarterback can come in and be more of a get it out of your hands kind of guy? I think Sam Darnold might be more suited to that.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like, the thing is we haven't seen a whole lot of Trey. We have seen a lot of Sam in this league, and it's not great.
No.
It's not great. Now, will he look different with Kyle? Maybe. I think that's a fair, open competition. I think the way TK was saying it, and this is why I agree with him, which is if this were to happen right now, there's tons of information we're going to gather over the next month. But if suddenly tomorrow you were in the middle of the season and it came out that Brock Purdy was going to miss 4 to 6 and you had to start someone, I think I would also go with Trey just because he's been here. He's been here and it's like, let's see, maybe this is the opportunity everyone's been waiting for. Let's see what he can do because none of the options are perfect. The only reason I've given up on that thought, let's see what Trey can do, is because you got a season to play and you have someone else who proved that he can go out there and win a bunch of games in a row in Brock Purdy. So that's what kind of makes it different. But yeah, that was a very interesting comment that he made. But yeah, I don't know. Like that, I feel that's one area where I buy what the Niners are saying. It is open competition for QB2. That could go either way.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's why they're spending so much time on the 3 different guys because of what Tim Kawakami so astutely said when he was so generous with his time and came on this program and shared his insights.
Yeah.
That's that, I think, and you saw it last year. And it's not that you're going to need 4 QBs again. Hopefully you won't. But the likelihood of a quarterback getting hurt for a period of time feels like it's pretty high. And it's happened in every year but one for Kyle Shanahan. So he's focusing on QB2, thinking in the back of his mind, I might need this guy. And last year you had Jimmy Garoppolo for 5 games, 5 or 6, or even more. It was Trey for about 2, Jimmy for about 6, and then the rest was Brock.
I think Jimmy had more than that.
No, you're right, because Brock had the last 6.
Brock had the last 8, right?
Or 6 plus the playoffs.
Here, I'll grab it.
Yeah, but anyway, the point is, if you're Kyle Shanahan, you're thinking about QB2 in a real way.
Trey starts Chicago and Seattle, that's 2. Then Jimmy starts Denver, the Rams, the Panthers, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Rams again, the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Saints, and technically starts Miami. 10 games.
Oh, wow.
10 games for Jimmy. And then Brock comes in, finishes Miami, starts Tampa, Seattle, Washington, Vegas, Arizona, and then goes into the playoffs and does 3 more.
So 2, 10, and 5 was the breakdown of the regular season.
For regular season, yeah.
Right. So if you're thinking about that breakdown for this year, if it's Brock for 2 and then it's your backup for 10, Well, all of a sudden, that becomes a very important QB2 battle.
Huge.
And then if it's QB3 winds up getting the final 5 because QB1 couldn't make it back, then that decision becomes big as well.
No doubt.